Well, hey there, you're on the internet, I have some free time, and welcome to the Triple N Network, where all you newbie nib nerds can find all the news you'll need. Let's look at an ink today, shall we? Now, today's ink is an ink that was provided for me from my mysterious benefactor, for which I am eternally grateful, because this ink is awesome. It is an Akkerman ink, number 22, brace your ears, Hopjesbruin. Pretty sure I just said that like it was German. I do not speak Dutch. I only spent about a month living in Holland. Now, I know that Bruin is brown. I have no idea what Hopjes is. And it's actually kind of an orange. It's an orangey brown. There we go. Now that was a risk because this cap is not great. For some reason, it's one of those ones where like when you try and screw it on really tight, it just like pops over and becomes loose again, so. Now, all the tests were done in these two Lamy Safaris. This one with an extra fine nib, come on. And this one with a 1.1 stub. Oh, that's weird. Oh, because the lights are so hot. Never mind. Now, thought I'd do a couple comparisons, but the truth is I don't have anything even remotely like this color. Now, here's Hopjesbruin down here. Here's Pilot Iroshizuku Yuyake. Up here is Noodler's Apache Sunset, which, I mean, good God, look at all that shading. And Diamine Autumn Oak. Now, these are all very sort of intense oranges, but this one definitely has like some brown going on. It's almost like a ochre or something. I don't know. Anyways, chromatography. Now, here's how you're supposed to do chromatography. As you can see, there's sort of this like tan-ish color, and then it goes up into an orange and has this band of very dark orange up at the top. And as I've been doing lately, I've also let it dry, where you can see this initial circle got much darker, and what got pushed towards the top was much more bright orange. So, interesting. Top down in density, Clairefontaine 90 grams per square meter. I don't know what to make of this. Seriously, what do you call this? What is this color? No, seriously, tell me. Leave it in the comments. So the extra fine took 7 seconds to dry. The stub took 12. As you can see, there's a lot of shading going on all throughout, but also, as you might be able to see, you can see all those lines from the Sayers paper right through it. So it is kind of thin. The thing is, a lot of times thin inks actually contribute to a great deal of shading. So if you really like shading, this is definitely going to be for you. I mean, this is a really well-behaved ink. There's no bleed, there's no feather, there's no spread. It's a very moderate flow. I'd say it's a straight 5 out of 10. I don't know what to make of this color. It's fascinating. But yeah, as you could probably tell from the chromatography, not a lot of water resistance. Most of it is gone. I mean, some remains, but there's really not much difference between the stub and the extra fine, so. Next is Rhodia, 80 grams per square meter, where, again, we have that really, really intense shading. And, I mean, here you can still see the dots from the dot pad, but still, 8 seconds to dry in the extra fine, 11 in the stub. Here you do see a bit of a halo effect, and you see it in other parts of the wettest areas. Yeah, no bleed, no feather, no spread, no sheen, good flow. See, it still looks almost thin in places, but it's really not too bad. And again, that's really, really gone. Dyed the page a little bit, and it's essentially just gone. Not a lot of echo. Next is Tomoe River, which has this, I think it's partly because of how long it takes for ink to dry on it. It allows the ink to sort of pool and spread out, and I think that's partly why it brings out such intense shading. And like here, you definitely see that, and you see it all through the words. The extra fine took 9 seconds, and the stub took 17. But I mean, it's a really beautiful. It's almost like a, I don't know. It's like if there was some kind of like hybrid between like bronze and gold. It's very interesting. It's beautiful. It's unique, but it's not a true orange, and it's not a true brown, it's not quite tan. I don't know what to call this. But yeah, no bleed, no feather, no spread. Very well behaved. So there might be a bit of echo in spots, especially where the stub was, you know, if you're sensitive to it. So just, that's, you know, to taste. So again, I mean, Tomoe River loves to let ink just slide away, and actually, once again, the camera's doing a better job of picking that up than the naked eye, so meh. Now, sort of just to satisfy my own curiosity, I tested both pens for the 3 absorbent papers, and this is the world's worst copier paper, and it behaved like it. It was bad. This is the 1.1 stub. There's bleeding, there's feathering, there's spread, but since it's so absorbent, more of the ink got soaked into the paper, so it couldn't be completely washed out, but that's pretty bad. Then the extra fine actually didn't do a whole lot better. I mean, that's a lot of, I mean, all the light's coming from this direction again, and that's a lot of bleed for an extra fine. And actually, since the flow was so moderate, it was having trouble in this very fine nib, you know, this extra fine nib, to keep up with the absorbency of the paper. But once again, because it was so absorbent, it really sort of sucked that ink down and made it very hard to wash away. It did sort of feather, or not feather, it did sort of explode a bit, but that's about it. Now, did it again with Mead Notebook Paper, and there is some shading left, as you might be able to see, like in parts, but it's really not great. And again, I said when Mead is outperforming their copier paper, that's sad. So here, I mean, you see bits, but even there, it's not all the way through. It's just very intense echo, so, I mean, it could be a heck of a lot worse. But as I say, there is some bleed, there is some feathering, there is some spread, but could be a heck of a lot worse. And again, because the paper is absorbent, sucked some in, made it harder to wash out, but it did explode a bit, so. And the extra fine, pretty much the same. But as I say, I think because of this extra fine, it did really well. I mean, you really just get these tiny, tiny little spots. That's the edge of the paper, as you can see, so the pressing process isn't quite as diligent. But it's really not as bad. You really don't get as much feathering or spread. Again, the water test, like what's at the center is very there, so that's nice, but it did explode just a tiny bit. And lastly is Moleskine notebook paper, where everything went to hell in a handbasket. So, as you'd expect. I mean, look at that. That's intense feathering. This is the 1.1 stub. It's just a mess. The water test, actually, like the exploding feathery things almost started to overlap. That's a lot of bleed. But it is a 1.1 stub, so how'd the extra fine do? Really not much better. Lots of, I mean, look at that really woolly stuff going on. There's a lot of feathering. This is an extra fine. This really isn't a wet ink. I hate this paper. Anyways, for an extra fine nib, that's a lot of bleed. Right, I hate this paper. Anyways, it's just bad combo. This ink, this paper, no. Anyways, yeah, bad water test. So there you go. For your consideration, Akkerman's number 22 Hopjesbruin. I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's an orange or a tan. It says it's a brown. Let me know in the comments down below. So for your consideration from the Triple N Network, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching. Bye.